minasan, konnichiwa. My name is Yoshi Domoto. I'm the Executive Director of the Japan America Society of Georgia, and welcome to another session of Have a Coke and Tea with the Society. We are here with one of our special guests from our membership and look forward to highlighting him and his company. But I am enjoying a nice hot tea as it's cold outside. But let me welcome our special guest, Mr. Stephen Carpenter. Stephen, good afternoon, good morning, and what are you drinking today?
Konnichiwa. I'm drinking Rogue One tea, Star Wars.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and tell us a little bit about yourself and about the work you do.
Yeah, konnichiwa. Hello, everyone. Well, a little bit about myself. I'm married. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and originally from California. We moved here about 13 years ago to work in the tech industry. Originally as a software consultant for a software company, and worked for a number of different companies in Atlanta throughout the years. And a few years ago, worked for a company where I had some Japanese manufacturing customers, and that's how I got involved in the Japan American.
Great, thank you. Well, we really appreciate you joining our membership, but how did you get first connected to Japan? You look American, and I know you are American, but I know you have a kind of a unique story with your connection to Japan. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it was a little bit unique. So many years ago, a long time ago, far away, back in San Francisco area where I grew up, I had my area where I grew up was very diverse, and I did have a lot of Asian friends, including Japanese. And then my first time in college, I actually studied international business in San Francisco, and that's where I started learning Japanese. And then right during the same time, I actually had my girlfriend in college was actually from Japan, just arrived from Japan at the time, and because of that, I learned it. I still learn some of the Japanese that I speak today. I learned from her and hanging out with all her friends. So I got a good taste of Japanese culture back in those days in California. That was a lot of fun. And so a few years ago, I got to go to Japan and try to practice my Japanese. It wasn't easy, but I loved it, and I can't wait to go back. So that's kind of my little background and my connection to Japan.
Great. Well, you talked a little bit about where you're from in California and San Francisco. So tell us about kind of growing up on the West Coast and kind of how you came to Georgia.
Yeah. So like a lot of people probably imagine during the winter days, you know, like the song says, California Dream. And it really was really great growing up there because it's sunny most of the year. And I just have a lot of fond memories of doing a lot of outdoor activities, whether it was going to the beach or water skiing. I was actually on a ski team in high school. And I always loved Asian culture, especially. I used to love going to Chinatown and even Japantown in San Francisco. My last visit in San Francisco, actually in 2019, when I visited my family, was actually my family and I went to Japantown for the day, which was really awesome. But I just have a lot of good memories of growing up in California and enjoying the good weather and just a diverse culture. And I grew up which is now part of the Silicon Valley, but back in those days, it wasn't actually called the Silicon Valley. It was full of peach orchards, and pear orchards. So, but anyway, I kind of saw the whole Silicon Valley industry transform and grow over the years. So it's been interesting.
Well, very nice. You brought, I guess, a little bit of your tech backfield from Silicon Valley to Georgia, right? So
it's hard not to get involved in it. I was a communication major in college, but I had so many people, relatives, and family and friends in the industry. My uncle was a programmer at Sun Microsystems. I worked there for a while. And I had the fortunate opportunity to start my tech career in the mid-90s during the dot-com boom. So it was a really interesting place to be at the time, and the Silicon Valley. after college and just work for all these up and coming software. I worked as a help desk technician for software companies and PC manufacturers, U.S. and Korean actually at the time. And it was a lot of fun. It was pretty exciting times. So that's how I kind of got my start.
Well, before we get into kind of more details about your expertise and in the tech field and the telecom field, when you introduced yourself, you talked a little bit about your family. I know when we first met, your family was growing at the time, but so tell us a little bit about your family, you have pets, and kind of your hobbies.
Oh, sure. So yeah, my wife and I have been married for it's been 16 years now, and she was actually originally from Colombia, South America, and we first got married. I was still living in California, and she was living in the Atlanta area, so she actually went to California to live with me in the San Francisco area for about 2 years or so, and then until we moved to Georgia. So after some visits to Georgia, visiting her family, we decided that it was a good place to relocate to. And then as my wife approached her mid-30s, she did kind of push me to she wanted to have a child. So yeah, our daughter's name is Ziliana, and she's a lot of fun. She likes to dress up as a princess. She just had her birthday, so it was a lot of fun for her and for us, because we get to always, every year's a different theme for her. This year was mermaid, so that was a lot of fun, making a mermaid theme for my daughter. And we just had a lot of fun. We have two Shih Tzu puppies, Mila and Maya, the brother and sister, and they're also a lot of fun as well.
Well, very nice. It sounds like you have a very enjoyable home, and congratulations on your daughter. I know she's a little older than when we first met. So, but yeah, so going from, I guess, home life into kind of work life, tell us about the type of work you do. What do you enjoy most about it, and what kind of services you provide?
Yeah, so my background again is software consulting and telecommunications. I've worked for many Fortune 500 companies. Actually had a role about 5 years ago as an IT consultant for Konica Minolta, that's USA. The US headquarters here actually was in New Jersey, but worked out of the Atlanta office, servicing all their customers for IT solutions, including things such as Microsoft Cloud 365, professional services, cybersecurity services, help desk services, and so on. So I guess I've had the fortunate circumstance of getting a lot of good experiences throughout my last 20 years through different companies. Again, a few years ago, I worked for a global technology provider, and that's where I joined the Japan Association. So I took all my experiences, and I started my company a couple of years ago, because I realized in talking with customers, with my background, I could better serve mostly my existing customers and contacts in a way that I could help them customize a solution, help them find the right type of providers, rather than only being able to, tell them the solutions I have at one company, because it's not always the right fit. So this way, I continually have trainings and meetings with solution providers on a regular basis, so I'm familiar with their services, and it helps me to be, kind of a trusted advisor and a middle person for the customer. It's always nice to have a neutral opinion on things. And then we provide also just ongoing support for, it could be one project now and could be another one in the future. Customers have found that to be very, very valuable.
Let's go over some of more details about your consulting firm and all the great solutions you provide to customers.
Okay, so there's our company logo, and our motto is really technology decisions made easier. Again, that's because a lot of times, as most people know, the IT resources are always stretched. And so what I've found over the years is that they're just trying to maximize their time. Typically, either a lot of times I'm probably working on a project, I'll get a call, late Friday evening or early in the morning or something like that, even on the weekends. And that's a lot of stress for our IT person. So we don't actually charge for being an extra brain or extra eyes and ears for a company. Since we're a resale partner, we get paid. If they decide to go with the solution, we get paid through whoever the provider may be, if it's AT&T or Microsoft partner or Comcast business or whoever. And that way, we always have another resource that they can count on for projects that they need help with. So, like I said, we don't charge anything unless it's on-site work. That would be a charge for that. So, this slide says why use a consultant. Like I was just saying, as a full-service technology consultant, we work with over 200 pre-vetted global carriers. What's nice too is a resale partner is I'm kind of a customer of the providers, right? If in a way I'm doing regular business with them, I'm first of all a customer of those providers. So it helps me negotiate things when I'm helping a customer and presenting possible solution providers for either it's internet provider, maybe cloud contact center, for example. Especially now with, there's been a lot of changes since last year with COVID and remote worker enablement. There's a lot of changes, and the IT teams, they're pretty taxed with trying to deal with all those changes. So as contracts come up and technologies need a refresh, certainly the cloud first strategy is in mind for a lot of companies, whether it's working with AWS or Azure, Microsoft. And so if that's part of their strategy, we can help them with that. I have resources. I have a sales engineer. I have a cybersecurity specialist, and part of my team. And then I have a local technician that can help customers as well to install equipment and servers and networks and that sort of thing. And again, my background is a lot of telecommunications. So, I have a lot of manufacturing customers I've helped over the years, and a lot of medical customers, and just a little bit of everything. Small businesses to large international companies. So 25 years of experience. So I just want to emphasize here, the statement on the left says, we want to understand your business and your business goals first. And then we want to help you put together a technology roadmap. If that's something the customer is interested, we can help them, like I said, through some assessment. It's nice when you can have some conversations with another person that has a technology background. And frankly, there's a lot of companies that charge for consulting, and we don't. And we can put together, whether it's a statement of work for a project, for a one-time project. I've had customers that have been moving to the offices where we've helped them making decisions for the type of services they would need for that. But I go back to the personal touch is we want to know about your business first, rather before we start talking about technology. What are your goals? Is the goals to grow by acquisition organically? Is it to go public? What are the goals of the business? And then kind of align the technology solutions with that. So that's, I think, really the first approach that you may not necessarily get if you just call a large solution provider that's just talking mostly about their solutions, but they don't really understand what your business goals are. Just kind of a list of a summary list of some of the type of services: internet providers, voice and cloud voice providers, cloud contact centers, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity could be, like, for example, right now I've got some legal institutions that need some annual audits. That's usually, especially if you're a publicly traded company or if you have compliance requirements, we can provide some consulting around that and also recommend some providers that specialize in those type of compliance requirements. We help with project management, so I stay active in project management calls with new services, and I would be normally included as an additional IT administrative contact. So if there's a ticket that needs to be escalated or something like that, it helps speed up the process. Some of the main providers, not all, partial list, but there are probably some names that people are familiar with. And lastly is just a question a lot of companies deal with or probably ask when they're dealing with. It's not always about the solution or the price. It's with your customer experience, right? If you're an IT person, you don't have a lot of time I have a lot of time, guys, just they don't have time to be on hold 20, 30 minutes with every provider, especially a lot of times if they're offshore. And this study says that 41% of customers have stopped using a product or service after having to repeat themselves over and over and being passed from rep to rep. There's our phone number and email address if you'd like more information. And just want to thank everybody for watching. And yeah, that's it. We've got a short video that will be included.
At the heart of productivity, innovation, and success today is just one word: collaboration. When a team can't connect or create together, your company can't live out its mission. That's why leading companies choose a unified solution like the Go-To Suite to work together and drive productivity from wherever, however, whenever. The intuitively designed Go-To Suite empowers everyone to work the way they want to work. Take Paul from IT. He made the decision to implement the Go-To Suite for his entire business. Employee connections are now stronger than ever, client conversations are secure, and productivity is at an all-time high, all at a simple, affordable price. Steve's in New York, but can still brief his engineers in London thanks to epic sound and video quality that makes everyone feel like they're right there. Whether by phone, chat, or by video, Marissa can trust that communications with her team are consistent and secure, even though they're located all around the world. By joining a meeting from her phone with our top-rated mobile app, Lucy can make quick decisions for her clients without sacrificing family time. Matt can convey the unique value of his company's software to thousands of prospects by hosting an online event right from his own living room. With tens of millions of daily users, over 1 billion customer connections, and 20 billion voice minutes per year, you can count on the Go-To Suite to help your company achieve its biggest milestones by keeping your world connected. At Go-To, our goal is the same as yours: to collaborate and win together.
Great. Thank you so much, Stephen. For all of our audience members watching, Stephen also has a connection to telecom and kind of technology providers, not only in the US, but Japan as well, because I know you have a connection with NTT and other companies. So,
Right.
So we certainly encourage all of our members to reach out and kind of learn some solutions and possible ways to make your life a lot easier
Right.
in working with technology. So moving forward, Stephen, so what do you see the future in your industry of telecom? And I know there's a whole lot of talk with a lot of things, new changes with COVID and the pandemic, a lot of people working from home these days and teleworking. But what do you see kind of the trends happening in the future of telecom?
Yeah, it's funny having being able to look back at when I first started in 1995 with technology before the internet was even big. I remember, I was demoing a BlackBerry at the time for a company I used to work for, and I used to have business owners say, "Why do I need to check my emails when I'm out of the office?" Well, can you imagine now how that would relate to today, where we all depend on communication, whether it's email or files or information in the cloud, and especially now, as we've seen with this change since last year with COVID, the transformation of so many people working from home, either having flex hours, working from home in the office, depending on their situation. So I see that the cloud services become more important. We all know, because we're using Zoom here on this call, the capability of being able to have our meetings and with either internally or with clients through integrated solutions. So I think we're going to continue to see more in that. A lot of companies afraid to go to the cloud because of security issues. So one of the things I also do for customers is stay on top of the trends. I have kind of up and coming software or security providers that may offer solutions they hadn't known about. So I take it as part of my job is to know what's available out there. For example, this morning I had a call with a manufacturing company that's still doing a lot of manual tasks, and it's very time consuming and very expensive. And so there are solutions out there in companies which I spend the time to vet out that can provide the type of solutions that customers may not have thought about.
Sounds good. So those are some of, I guess, the future outlook of telecom and the industry. Now, personally, I guess, do you have any future aspirations from your side, from Mr. Stephen Carpenter?
I'd like to go back to Japan, that's for sure. Yeah, I would like to continue to grow my company and add some other support staff and some other employees, and look forward to having an office in Atlanta, and also possibly abroad in another country if it makes sense. So we'd just like to continue to grow my staff, and they could better support customers, whether it's on the front end or just, on the back end, so providing, extra touch to the customers so they can have the best experience they have with whatever their technology needs are.
Great, wonderful. Well, to close us out, tell us any special products or services or special offers you have for our viewers, and then how people can get in touch with you.
Yeah, so if you're interested in more information, just feel free to reach out either email or through our website or a phone. And if there's something that you're interested in talking about, certainly just for jumping on a 20-minute call, we'll send you an Amazon gift card. And I have a lot of if there's a provider or solution provider you're interested in as well, they also offer rewards as well for joining a demo on a product or solution as well. So that'll give you maybe two different prizes just for learning something.
Sounds good. So everyone watching this video, definitely reach out to Stephen and set up a consultation and get your free gift from him, and also perhaps some providers as well too. But thank you again, Stephen, for taking time out of your busy schedule, and thank you for being part of our membership. And we look forward to seeing you hopefully in person, and hopefully you can also go back to Japan as one of your future goals to revisit again. And everyone watching the video, stay safe, be well, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.